Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you all for watching. My name is Jackie if you are new here. Today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial on how to get this this glowy, bronzy summer makeup look. So it's a very lightweight makeup even though it is a full face, super easy eyes, only use like 3 or 4 shadows. Yeah, this is just like the perfect summer makeup look for both daytime and nighttime, whatever you're doing. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, and if you want to see how to get this glowy summer bronzy makeup, then just keep on watching. We're gonna do like a bronzy glowy summer full face look. It's wicked hot in my room right now, so that'll help with the glowiness. I have my flamingo coffee cup, very summery. I'm gonna start with the base. So for primer, I'm gonna use this Maybelline Master Prime by Face Studio. This is a blur and smooth primer. I wouldn't say this mattifies me, but it doesn't make me any more oily than I already am. So for that, I like it. And also, I'm just trying to use this up. I'm almost done with it. For foundation, I'm going to use this new one. I just picked this up the other day. This is the Tarte Foundsealer multitasking foundation. This has SPF 20 in it, which is good for in the summer. That's how I like, because I don't like to put actual sunscreen on my face. I just like to load up with a moisturizer, primer, and foundation that all have sunscreen in them, and it works just the same. And this one I got is in the shade 22B Light Beige. So first, I love the packaging of this. I love how it's a twist up pump, and this is just like any, like a kind of similar to like a BB cream, I guess, but more coverage. It's very similar to these, the It Cosmetics CC cream, which I really love. They're obviously, because they're a CC cream, they're not as heavy like a foundation or thick like a foundation would be on your face. But they're super full coverage like a foundation, and this is the same type of vibe I get from the Foundsealer. The same kind of wear. It's not heavy on the skin, it's not thick, but it's pretty like medium coverage, I would say. And it's more like a natural finish, so it's not matte, so it's going to be good for that glowy base, especially for oily skin. It's going to look glowy on someone with oily skin. But I also, like, I don't feel uncomfortable in this as I wear it throughout the day. Like, some foundations just get so oily on me, and I look disgusting, like, by midday. I've worn this a few times, and that's not really the case with this. It just looks like natural glow, natural oil. Concealer, I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way. I have the shade Marshmallow. I'm using this one because I also just recently got this, finally hopped on this bandwagon. But I'm using this one because after using it a few times, I've realized that it is a pretty glowy concealer. I usually like my concealers to be more on the matte side. And this one is not matte whatsoever. Definitely. Again, like the foundation finish, this is a more natural finish concealer, so it's pretty glowy on my skin type. before we set everything down with powder, I'm going to do some cream bronzer. I'm using the Wet n Wild stick in Call Me Maple. And then I'm just going to blend it out with a stippling brush. This one is from BH Cosmetics from the Marble brush set. I do cream contour on days, or this isn't even really contour, this is just bronzer. Just because it's going to last longer, and I like to get like a bronzer down, as like a cream bronzer down, and then I'll go back later with a powder contour powder, and then for this look we're going to use like a shimmer bronzer on top. And then after that's all blended out, I'll just go over it with the sponge again. Powder, I'm using the Pretty Vulgar the Powder Room Matte About It translucent powder. So this is how I kind of make looks like this work for oily skin. Even though all the foundation, primer, everything I've used so far is pretty like a natural glowy finish, setting it down with a matte powder will kind of mattify me and then allow me to get like my natural oils to make everything more glowy throughout the day without like overdoing it too much. So I'm setting this down like under my eyes, down my nose, center of the forehead and chin, around the mouth, like all the places where I get super oily the most. I'm just going to set the rest of my face down, so mostly like the outer part and my neck, down with a powder foundation. This one's from Maybelline. It's the Super Stay Better Skin powder foundation in shade Nude Beige. This powder foundation is also really good just like on its own as an actual foundation. Now that the base is done, I'm just going to set that down with the Smashbox primer water. I always like to do this once I'm done with like all my base makeup. Okay, so I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows real quick because that's boring. No one wants to wash that, and it contributes nothing to a glowy bronze summer makeup look. And then I will be right back to do the eyes. Okay, so while I was gone, along with my eyebrows, I also just primed my eyes with my Smashbox lid primer, and also set it down with this Rollin' in Dough shade from the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, which is, or not chocolate bar, the Chocolate Gold palette, which is the palette that we'll be using today. So with a fluffy brush now, I'm going to pick up the shade So Bougie and just dust this all in my crease. Also going to take a pencil brush with some more of that So Bougie shade and just dust this under my lower lash line. Now I'm going to pick up the shade Cocoa Truffle and pack this on the outer corner. And then going back in with my original fluffy brush and blending it all out to make sure everything is nice and seamless and blown out. I'm going to pick up the shade Old Money, or maybe Famous. You know, I'm gonna mix the shades Old Money and Famous together to get like a deep bronzy glow on my lids. Going back into that Cocoa Truffle shade, I'm just going to push this up against my lower lash line. And again, blending that out with the So Bougie shade. Liner, I'm just going to take a brown pencil liner. This one is just in the shade Brown from Persona. And I'm just going to use this to tightline and line my waterline. And I'm just going to curl my lashes for mascara. And for mascara, I'm using the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. This is my all-time favorite Holy Grail mascara. I absolutely love it. So before I did all that, I did put some RCMA translucent powder underneath my eyes to try and clean up the fallout from this palette. Those shimmer shades kind of made a mess. So I'm just going to dust that away now. Hopefully it's a little cleaner. To highlight the brow bone, I'm just going to take the Rolling in Dough shade and just do like a matte highlight. And this always cleans up any eyeshadow that went up too far. I'm going to take the shade Gold Dipped right here and use this to highlight my inner corners. Moving back to the face, I'm going to use the KKW Powder Contour and Highlight Kit. This is in the shade Light. And I'm going to use the contour shade to contour my face. And I'm also going to use the more white highlight to highlight my brow bone. Now I'm going to take the Milani Baked Bronzer in the shade Dolce and add some shimmery bronzer all over my face. This is what really adds the glowy bronze effect to this look. I'm going to pick up this Hourglass ambient lighting edit. This is the volume 4. I'm going to take this finishing powder in diffuse light and use that to kind of like brighten my under eyes. And then I'll bring it on top of my nose over the contour to just kind of like blend it out a little bit more, make it seem a little more natural. And then I'll also put this on my forehead and my chin. I'm gonna use a shimmery blush. This is, I think, by the brand Phase Zero Makeup in the shade Making Moves. It came in the latest Ipsy bag, either for July or maybe it was June. I think it was July. So yeah, it's just a pinky coral shade and it's super shimmery, so that's what I'm going to use today. And it's just going to add more glowiness and shimmer to this look. and it's a really pretty like summer shade. Went a little heavy-handed with that, but that's okay. We'll blend it out with a stippling brush. And I'll like bring it up on my forehead and the tip of my nose too. Before I put highlight on, I'm just going to spray my face, or set my face with the Tarte Stay Spray. I love this stuff. This has been a summer go-to for me. This really does make your makeup last all day long. It's just incredible. It feels amazing. It smells amazing. Okay, so for highlight, I'm going to use the Becca Prosecco Pop. For like a pretty like golden shade for summer. And for lips, I'm just going to line with ColourPop lip liner in the shade BFF. And then put on Dose of Colors Let's Cuddle liquid lipstick. And then just for some added gloss, I'm going to use the Tarte Artist lip paint, or glossy lip paint, in the shade Strike Gold. So that completes this glowy, bronzy summer makeup look. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and check out some of my other videos that I will have linked down below. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye!